No new cosmetic event coming soon. Okay, it looks like we're getting an XP event soon, which is pretty cool. I like the idea of an XP event. I would like the idea a lot more if the game that we were playing, Space Marine 2, the one that this XP event is currently being activated for. I know we're on the same page here now. Yeah, this game is currently not really working. I just had 3 disconnections directly in a row. This is absolutely unacceptable. Why are you gonna add an XP event when I can't even get through 10 waves of siege mode? Like every other day, there is a staggering amount of disconnections. You just can't play the game. I don't know what's going on. I want to play the game comfortably. I want to make sure when I jump into siege mode, I can take advantage of this XP event. That would be great. I'm not too concerned with, cosmetics or whatever. But at this point, I'm getting a tad bit annoyed that the devs are seemingly kind of ignoring how excruciatingly frustrating these connection issues are becoming. Guys, seriously, it's been... I went into siege mode. This is my experience today so far. Went into siege mode, disconnected on wave 10. Went into operations, disconnected about halfway through. Went into another operation, disconnected directly at the end when the Bio-Titan was about to go down. I have absolutely zero faith that the devs' priority right now is in the right spot, so that's why we're actually going to jump in and heavily criticize the fact. Look, the fact remains when it comes to these events, these are scheduled, okay? So it's not like they're, I can't really say for sure if they're actually ignoring connection issues right now, but it feels like it. It 100% feels like it. I would like to see the devs do a hotfix 8.2 right before this XP event. What is the point of an XP event if I can't even finish operations? Like, you can't even finish operations right now. Absolute 2.0, just immediately disconnected. Well, again, like halfway through, I disconnected, and then I had another operation, just followed it up and disconnected directly at the end. I am not very, sheesh. I don't have a lot of good faith for the devs at the moment. I know it's not very, it's not surprising with what we have been talking about recently, and I'm making this video to finally just put it out there. Devs, you guys have connection issues going on with your game right now that is, stopping players from finishing runs. They can't even get the experience that you are trying to boost for this event. They can't even go through siege mode without getting disconnections, without getting some sort of bug that just bricks the run. People aren't going to be able to level up. Dude, right now, I just want the game to work. I do not care about any sort of XP event, any sort of cosmetics. This is probably the heaviest I've criticized the devs ever since, seriously, ever since the Spore Mine Apocalypse. Every patch, every hotfix has done nothing to improve the game at this moment. The maintenance we are seeing is just not enough. It's not enough. If we want to see an XP event actually feel meaningful, let's hope to see some connection fixes. I would love to see maintenance. Now, as far as the actual XP event goes, that's fine. That's cool. I would love this. I definitely need to level up some classes here and there. But like for PC, I'm pretty much good for Prestige 4. Like we were sitting here. We were sitting here getting ready for siege mode, just leveling up, through operations. Where was the XP event then? Now that we're all like pretty much, or at least the players who've been committed to this game, now that we're all Prestige 4, this XP event is just, I don't know. I really did not like the timing of this. I really did not like the timing of this. Look, nothing... Obviously, don't harass any devs or anything like that, but this is definitely a courtesy. This is a courtesy call to people who are, experiencing connection issues, everything like that. Here's a little bit of a PSA right now. The game isn't in a good spot. The game itself is fine. The game's very fun. From a technical standpoint, this is absolutely unacceptable to put out an experience event when people can barely finish Siege mode runs, dude. This is so out of touch. This is insanely out of touch. Now, again, I don't harass the devs or anything like this. This is definitely a infrastructure issue. This is, this comes through the fact that for whatever reason, the devs want to prioritize events before prioritizing fixing the game. So there's one person who's making that call. There's one person here who is deciding to ignore connection issues, probably, maybe. I don't want to be like, obviously I don't 100% know what's going on, right? But I know what's going on my end. I'm not going to be able to get any extra experience because I can't get through an operation. Whoo, boy, guys, trust me, I want to curse, but I'm not. I'm definitely not going to. So, again, I do appreciate the devs' transparency, but recently it's kind of falling short when I continuously see comment after comment after comment after post after post after post of people not being able to finish a run. Dude, people can't even get into games sometimes. They just, like, dude, it took me 30 minutes to get into an operation that I disconnected 10 minutes in. This is unacceptable. This is terrible. This is 100%. This event is falling on deaf ears. This is the most out of touch I've seen the devs or any sort of decision makers from behind the scenes for this game. This is the most out of touch I've ever seen them. They haven't queued up their own game in 2 weeks, guys. That's how terrible these connection issues are. I feel like the only way they can actually get good connections within their studios or within their offices is if they're directly connected to their router. And even in that case, they're probably still dropping connections, because today I was actually monitoring my connection, like my connection with internet and everything. Nothing changed. I was able to continuously stream videos while I was getting disconnected in Space Marine 2. So it's not on my end. I know that for a fact at this point. This is absolutely unacceptable. I don't know what is going on. Maybe it's for certain, certain systems. I'm disconnecting the most on NVIDIA. This is insane. This is insane. Guys, I'm seriously besides myself at this point. Like, I'm sitting here trying to get an operation done just for a video, and I just want to make sure that my connection's also working. But the amount of times you can get a disconnection directly at the end of an operation, yeah, dude, what point? This is the most useless event I've ever seen. Nice experience boost event on a game that can't even finish operations. You can't even register an operation to get the experience because you're getting disconnected. This is absolutely unacceptable. But yeah, let's go into the comments. Let's see how people feel about this. That's how I feel about it. I am absolutely livid at the state of the game at the moment. Dude, seriously, when it comes to the devs of this game, somebody dropped the ball hard. Because seriously, this was supposed to be like patch 8. This was supposed to be siege mode. Like, the siege mode was like supposed to be the thing that brings in a lot of people back. But it's 2 weeks down. A lot of people are dropping it because they can't even finish a game, dude. This is absolutely pathetic. A new event to probably do one mission over and over. No, dude, I would actually like this event. I would actually like this event if I could finish a game. I mean, if I could actually play Space Marine 2, that'd be great. Like, for real, like, oh my God. And the rewards, something that this game does not need at all. What is the rewards, like the experience boost or something? Is there a helmet? It said there's no cosmetics, so I don't know what they're getting out here. Like, dude, when it comes to hate comments, like, you really have to be on point to match up with my intensity right now, because, like, I don't care. I don't care about playing one mission over and over. Like, that's, like, dude, I've been playing this game for a while. Like, and the rewards. I don't want any cosmetics. I don't want any cosmetics. I don't care. I don't care about cosmetics right now. I care about the game working. Don't they realize that the things most players want are proper class balance and a ton of cosmetics? Their solution lets drip feed. Yeah, the drip feeding thing, honestly, doesn't look as bad. But now that we're actually, like, I think the drip feed is the only options they had. We can't even get consistent maintenance to fix the game, man. I don't even know if drip feeding content is something that's really, like, a concern of mine. They're clearly trying to space it out for a year or two. But, like, to be completely honest, like, I love playing the game. I just want to play the game, man. Oh my god, I don't, dude. This is what's actually really starting to annoy me with these, hate comments, whatever. It's not even hate comments. These overly critical comments. I mean, you can consider this video overly critical, but I have a very good justification for it. But that exact reason. These critical comments are just focusing on like drip feed content or the way they put out content or whatever. You guys are also missing the plot, man. Why not, like the devs wouldn't be doing that unless they had to. But now if the very strategy that they had to put out content is also stopping them from fixing the game, then they need to cancel year 2 content. If they can't maintain a game for another year, you shouldn't sell a season pass for it. That's all I have to say. This is insanely annoying. Well, also probably not all I have to say. I'm probably going to say more stuff. Cool time for another game. No, I want to play this game. And at the moment, I'm going to make sure that I make it very, very well known that this game is not in a good spot. There's a lot of people who played Space Marine 2 that had like relatively big channels who didn't return to it, and I have a feeling the reason was they probably couldn't finish a game to make a video out of. They probably joined Siege Mode, saw that it wasn't performing correctly, and dropped it immediately within 15 minutes. That is how, like, most of the people who kind of, like, go back to games they previously beaten before, that's pretty much how it goes for them. Because they beat in Space Marine 2, they come back to it to try out Siege Mode. It's in a terrible state for a launch mode that is supposed to bring in a bunch of people back. Like, dude, like, I can't stress this enough, guys. I'm having a lot of fun with the game, but I am getting insanely tired of actually jumping in to play it and struggling to find a game, struggling to finish a game. It's just getting way too much. At the moment, the devs are seriously out of touch, and I'm using this video to make sure I put it out there. This event is absolutely unnecessary and probably the most useless event I have ever seen because people can't finish games, man. Devs, please, for the love of Terra, fix the servers before any new content. This was a post made 16 hours ago. I was going to, ignore this post because we've covered connection issues before. However, this is extremely relevant because they're going to announce an event before. We need hotfix 8.2. If we don't see hotfix 8.2 before the event, I would seriously suggest holding off on buying any sort of season pass 2 content. I would seriously consider holding off spending any extra money on this game. Like, if the devs don't, like, we're already spending money on cosmetics. A lot of people spent money on a season pass. It is not within our responsibility to make sure that funds are appropriately allocated to things that are supposed to sustain and maintain the game. It's the devs' responsibility to do that. So if the devs have proven to themselves and to us that they are incapable of maintaining this game, I don't see what good spending money on Season Pass 2 is going to do. I don't see what good doing events are going to do if people can't even finish operations. Every time when I disconnected, I still had internet connection. I was literally watching videos as I was getting disconnected from the game. It is insanely irresponsible to add an experience, especially this event specifically. Experience for a game that you can't even register completions on at the moment. It is insanely out of touch. I am so glad I ran into this post again because I was like, I think they'll fix the servers before anything new comes out. I think they'll fix the servers before they say anything. And unfortunately, I kind of set myself up for a trap there because no, we're gonna get an experience event specifically when we have a time in the game where people can't even register. Dude, okay, by the way, most of my disconnections are coming from PC. When it comes to PS5, I'm still getting ping. I'm getting like ping spikes, which might not go into a disconnection, but I'm still not getting, still with ping spikes. They can bug out your Siege Mode game to bring in bugs that are basically bricking your game. I've been repeating this one quite a bit because it will be in a video soon. Somebody seriously doubted that I was telling the truth on this. This is crazy. I did mention that I was going to have a video on this one. But yeah, somebody in my game went down. I'm not too sure if this was because of lag or whatever, but we weren't able to pick them up. They literally, you know how you have a timer for when you're down for to go incapacitated, that timer wasn't going down. We weren't able to pick them up. The timer wasn't going down. At the end of wave 20, we go to the elevator. Both my teammates get kicked. I have no idea why. And then I wasn't able to use the elevator to complete the content. That's crazy. I had to disconnect from the internet just to kick me to the battle barge, in which case it gave me my points. Dude, yeah, that's the experience event I want, guys. Oh my god. Seriously, I get off work and I have a precious hour of free time, so I decide, yeah, you're not getting it again. No. An hour? You only have an hour? Well, it's going to take 20 minutes for you to get into a game. Depending on what operations, if you're running Absolute 2.0, it's probably going to be a 30-minute run. So now you have 10 minutes left. If there's anything that happens between that 10 minutes is getting eaten alive. If you're getting disconnected in that operation, you just wasted an hour. This is apps. Seriously, guys, this is the one time I'm ever going to suggest this. Please share this video. Let people know that this game is in an unacceptable state at the moment. An experience event, any sort of cosmetics they want to sell, anything like that should be on hold until we see 8.2 hotfix or just more maintenance. They did 2 waves of maintenance and nothing. The only thing that really changed was the fact that there was one bug where the waves would kind of just brick because they thought there was an enemy there, but there wasn't. This is insanely unacceptable. Siege mode needed more time. Probably. I mean, it's pretty obvious at this point. But like, still, even with more time, could they have done anything with it? We don't know. We don't know. They seemingly can't even fix connection issues at this moment, but want to talk about Space Marine 3 and Season Pass 2, and we're all hyped up for that stuff. We were all hyped up for that stuff until the actual state of the game they bring to us is half-baked at the very least. Holy cow. This game should be so much better. Like, dude, I should be able to jump onto this game and play it and then have a great time with it without worrying about my time being wasted. And that is the one thing this is the worst state of the game, just because we never had a point, even within Spore Mine Apocalypse, even with the connection issues in patch 7, I was still able to complete operations at that point, even though we weren't getting good matchmaking or anything. Yeah, this is insanely irresponsible, like 100%. And an event at this point is probably the most out of touch I've ever seen on the dev side of things. This is insane. Again, we really should be put into a position to make sure we're a little bit louder with these connection issues, because I keep seeing these posts, I keep seeing these comments. I'm not the only one dealing with connection issues. Every day there is, when we get positive reviews in Steam, every day there's about just as many negative reviews. There's something going on, and we've seen spiked. I've covered this all. I already covered this, but we've seen spikes in negative reviews since patch 8. Okay, let's finish this post. I have spent that precious hour staring at black screens and getting disconnected, returning to the barge, and subsequently questioning, what am I doing with myself? Seriously, devs, fix the connection issues. Yeah, I will repeat. Fix the connection issues before any new content or any new events. What's the point of experience events if you can't even complete an operation, man? Crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad I have a console, because I can actually get operations completed then. But like, dude, right now it seems like everyone's in like a hit or miss spot with the game. So the best I can do is just talk about like news and bugs reports and what the devs decide to do with the game, because right now the actual state of the game is in a pretty sad spot when we can't even get a connection going. Dude, am I the only like person who's dealing with connection issues? Like this is insane. I really hope not, but I'm not. I just tested my internet during a disconnection. I had direct connection to the internet. It's insane. I don't want a Tech Marine if I won't even be able to play it. You're actually robbing people of their time. I enjoy the game, but this is actually a joke at this stage. I agree. I 100% agree. I don't think the devs should be focusing on year 2 content. They're rushing. They're rushing. They're trying to get us into year 2, and we're not even going to be able to finish year 1 on a positive note because of their reluctancy. Seemingly, they're reluctant to fix the game. Hotfix 8.2, like this week, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's how dire this situation is. But honestly, I don't think we've been upfront enough with how terrible these connection issues have been. So this is a third video on the terrible connection issues we are dealing with, which is spiking negative reviews on Steam, which is going to make the next event irrelevant because you won't really be able to complete operations or siege mode. Yeah, I mean, this mostly, for me, by the way, most of my connection issues have been on PC. So I don't know. This is like PC is also where I get the best footage and everything like that. So it's really, really annoying, and it kind of hampers down what I am prepared and what I'm capable of doing if I can't even confidently get through operations without worrying about a disconnect. And it's only a 20-minute to 30-minute operation. This is insanely frustrating to see, dude. I want to see this game fixed before any sort of events. We know we're not going to see it, but in that case, we need to be very vocal about the state of the game. Guys, if you are dealing with connection issues, let me know in the comments. I know I read a lot of them, but we want to make sure we package this all together because if I'm the only one who's dealing with connection issues, that's one thing. Sure, maybe I'm just ranting for no reason, whatever. But like, if you guys are dealing with connection issues, then it kind of justifies my rant here. And trust me, I've read enough comments to understand I'm not the only person dealing with connection issues. So yeah, that's all I have to say about this. This new event is absolutely BS. They need to fix the game before they add an experience event. This is probably also, I'm going to say, this is probably the most critical I have been of the game recently. I know a lot of you guys come here for my positivity, and I'm sorry about that. At least for this video, I will follow this video up with something more positive. I just know off the top of my head, because yeah, I pretty much got it all out. I pretty much got it all out of my system here. But I wanted to make sure that I'm, you know, me and the gamers, we're all on the same page here. This game needs a new hotfix to actually make sure that this event can be properly utilized. People are going to jump into this event. If you're on PC, they're probably going to have a rough time, dude. I've never seen PC in a crappier spot for a game. Like, even... Dude, this is comparable to PC Elden Ring Invasions. That's how crappy the connection issues and the matchmaking, all of that. It's very comparable to probably the worst game experience I've ever had, which is PC Elden Ring Invasions. I still think PC Elden Ring Invasions performed worse than what I'm dealing with right now because, you know, if you don't know about Elden Ring PC Invasions, you could get phantom connects. If you matched into a game, you could have your ping spike for the entire session. So essentially, you can be getting hit by things you don't even know is coming towards you. It was definitely worse. It was definitely worse at Elden Ring, but still, I see the same pattern of sitting here for like 30 minutes just to find a game that is playable. It's absolutely unacceptable. Definitely making this video to amplify this. Let me know in the comments if you guys have been dealing with this. Please like and share it just to amplify this a little bit more because I feel like this is the most out of touch I have seen the devs ever within this game's lifespan. It's insane. Yeah, hey devs, you guys have connection issues in your game.